Check out this absolute beast who come to join me this morning. I think this guy's been having one too many cheat meals, man. Looking swole. That's going to be me this off-season. Me at peak bulk, rolling around the living room at Christmas. So yeah, they're the morning views. That window needs a bit of a clean. There's something just so dangerously enticing about the sea that I find really attractive. I don't know, it's weird. Scary. But yeah, I'm gonna get some breakfast. What is good, YouTube? So I thought this would be a good time to let you guys into a video about accountability while you are either on holiday or away, you know, in the UK or in your country, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm having a little bit of downtime with the family. We are actually at a coastal, can't really see someone in the car park, but we're actually at a coastal, like, you know, place in the UK called Whitby. There's not much really here, but it's just a nice bit of downtime away from bodybuilding, away from the structure of tracking calories, of, you know, going to the gym, back to the gym, Stairmaster, because after a bit it's just like, you don't not enjoy it, but like, 'cause I'll always love training, but it kind of gets a bit tedious, so you need that release and you need to go away, or you need to go to Ibiza and just, but I didn't get that this year, so we're doing this instead. We've done some festivals. And yeah, I'm just having a bit of downtime trying to relax, but I still want to be on top of my fitness, and I still want to, you know, train a little bit while I'm out here and not go too crazy on calories, because I mean, you can do, and you can completely, depending on where you're at with your training, you can take a full week off. You can throw your calories out the window, but I know what work has to be done if you do those sort of things, and sometimes it's not worth the extra food and all the extra work that you've got to put in. But with that being said, I do want to show you some tips and some tricks and let you in on some things that I do to still enjoy myself and not track calories and not be on MyFitnessPal all the time and be doing that kind of stuff while you're away, because that just gets too much. So the best thing for me was, this morning I was going to actually vlog breakfast for you guys, but it got a bit hectic in there and it wasn't really, you know, I couldn't really do it. So there was the usual stuff. It was like full English, all you can eat. I managed to get some eggs, and I actually made egg whites out of it, and I had some Cocoa Pops, I had some wholemeal toast and jam and stuff like that. So I did need a bit of carbs because it was my pre-workout meal. Sometimes I would opt for just like saving a lot of those calories, because I kind of see it as money. You have money in the bank for the day, so the money that you have is the calories that, you know, you got for the day. Even though we're not tracking calories, if you've been doing this for a while, you can kind of understand calories and where you're at. So you would sometimes you could just have protein in the morning, and then you could save a lot of those carbs and a lot of those calories for later on in the day, because you know that tonight you're gonna have a big meal with the family or with your friends, and you really want to enjoy it, and you know, you can make it kind of last that way and have your food later on in the day. That is something that is a tip that I would obviously utilize, because it makes things a lot better and a lot easier to mitigate your calories that way. And you know, you can have fun throughout the day. You can have a decent meal at night. You know, you can have a few drinks, because it's not all about, like, this is what these times are for. The to actually stray away from your structure and your routine, which you obviously do need in bodybuilding, because if you don't have a structure, you don't have a routine, then you're not going to optimally get the results that you need with that structure and routine, because you just need that base of a structure to your training, to your diet. If you don't know where you're at or where things are progressing or how many calories you're intaking, you've not got a coach who's doing it for you, then you're kind of just pissing in the wind and you don't know where you're at. And it's okay for the first few years, because you're just going to make gains, because your body's fresh. Newbie gains are just ready to go, bruh. and you're just going to make gains. But like eventually you've got to be a bit more calculated, or you've got to be like referring to a coach, where then you can obviously relay that information to a coach and he relays it back to you, and you kind of get that, you know, it's like almost writing it down, subconsciously getting, assessing your body and learning your body through another person. So that's always a great way of learning your body, making better progress than you would have done just, you know, doing your own thing for years and years and years. So that's why coaches are a great thing. Or you can do it yourself and do trial and error and learn and do things like that, but that's a whole nother video. The thing is with me, I don't want to get to a point where I know how much work needs doing if I completely fall off. So I kind of want to stick to it to a point where I will keep my breakfast. The best way of doing things in my experience is to kind of mitigate your calories throughout the day, because you know that later on you're going to have like a big meal, you know, you want to enjoy that time with your family, you're going to have a decent dinner and you might have dessert and stuff like that. So you want to kind of save those calories. I see it as like money in the bank. So you've got like so much money for the day. Even though we're not tracking that money, you've still got it there for the day. And in the morning, you want to kind of not go too heavy on your fats. Some people don't want to go too heavy on the carbs either, because you know you're going to have a lot later. But I decided to have a little bit because I knew I was doing a big pull day, and I just thought, you know, I need a bit of carbs, and I was out of the weekend. I'm only just recovering, so I need a bit of food in me, a bit of energy. To utilise it and train really well, because I still want to have some good sessions while I'm out here, but some people will you know, use time like this to take time off, or I would suggest my clients take a deload. But these factors are all dependent on the situation, the program, the protocol, the supplements, you know, the way where you're at with your body and your training at that particular moment in time. So for me, it can kind of be like a bit of a back off week where I'm not taking too many sets to failure. I still do want to push it because my strength's been going up quite well recently, and I've been doing, you know, quite good in the strength department and with some of my lifts. So I kind of want to utilize the extra calories, and I still will throw in cardio, but like it won't be too intense where we're doing like Stairmaster and stuff like that. So just bear things like that in mind and just kind of optimize things around your training, but still be accountable. Don't just like start eating tons of fats and, you know, tons of shit, because it's just gonna, the amount of work you have to do to recover times like that, it's insane. But anyway, right now I literally just found a shop to get an energy drink, but bro, they didn't have the ultras, but they did have this bad boy, and it's only got 106 calories, so it's not too bad, and it's a switch up, so I get to enjoy my life. I get to switch it up, have a different pre. You know, I'm on holiday, I wanna still have fun. That's the thing, I still want to enjoy. That's the whole point of these little trips. And like usually I'd be obviously in Ibiza or somewhere like that, and kind of goes out the window there, to be honest. Sometimes it doesn't though. I try and mitigate it, where the first few days I'm like, right, I'm going ocean in a couple of days, I need to stay shredded, I'm just going to eat rice, chicken, I'm still going to make it fun and put some, you know, there's still ways of doing things. It doesn't have to be like, oh, it's broccoli and rice and stuff like that. There's still ways of doing things, and I will go into depth with like certain food choices, and you know, the way I make my meals a lot tastier for less calories, because it makes a massive difference, and you can really utilize certain things to make your diet more fun, and it doesn't even feel like a diet up to a certain point, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to train today. I'm going to get a fucking big session, big pull session. I am switching up my split soon, so I'm going to make another video on that as well, like what split I'm doing over these next few weeks. And I'm thinking about doing more of a push-pull leg split, where I'm getting a bit more frequency in on the body parts, but the volume is taken down a notch, because I've been finding I'm not really recovering to the point that I want to be with the way I've been doing things recently. And it's all paid off, and like when I put carbs in my body, I'm like, fuck, I'm actually pretty big. So I'm excited for an off season, but right now I need to change my training up, make a new split. It's a new month, it's September. I'm here to enjoy this time, but like I'm already thinking ahead. This is the way I am. I'm just like, but in this game of bodybuilding, in this game of business, stuff like that, you have to be ahead. You have to be thinking ahead. You have to think, what am I doing next? Where am I going next? You do have to have a base plan, because a lot of people just coast through life. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know where they're going, and before you know it, it's been a year. Before you know it, it's been a year. Before you know it, it's been a year, and you've got nowhere. So I do opt for making plans, but not obviously try and live in the moment as well. So I'm trying to like utilize and learn both, but it's fucking tough, mate. It's tough. So, you know what? Let's get this on camera, because I've never tried this one. Clean. Shout out to these boys too. Absolutely sick hoodies. Here we go, first sip of the day. Pretty fucking good. Can't really put my finger on it, boys. It's kind of like a blueberry. It's kind of like one of those ice lollies you had when you was a kid. Pretty fucking sick. So we're gonna drink this, and then I'm gonna try and film a little bit of. My brain's telling me to do arms, and my heart is telling me to do back, because I know I need to do back and do a decent pull day. I could start the split now, do a pull day and have biceps in, or I could just get a juicy arm pump and look pretty sick on camera. So we'll see, but no, definitely next week I'm starting a new split, so I'll update you guys with all of that. But as for today, I don't really know what I'm training. I'm going to see how the gym is. I've scoped a few gyms out, so I suggest you do that whenever you're going away on holiday. If you still want to get, say, 3 to 4 sessions in before you go, make sure you've got, you know, decent gyms nearby. You can get to them, they've got good equipment, and you can kind of utilize it to your best ability. Even if you haven't got everything you need, you know, you can still make it work. So there are a few tips for when you go away. Obviously, sometimes you can just, it depends where you are in your program and stuff. Like sometimes you might just need a week off completely. But for me, I always feel better when I get training in. And I enjoy it that much that it makes my holiday better, because I get to see new gyms and it starts my day off right, and it's just something I've always enjoyed. So if you enjoy doing it, I don't think you should change it, and I don't think you should get rid of something you enjoy. So, you know, stick to what you like. Don't listen to everybody else, what everybody else is telling you to do, because, you know, take little pieces from people, what they do, but ultimately you need to follow your heart and what you want to do with your life and what you want to do with your gains. So I'm gonna sip on this, and then it's gonna be a big, I think it might be a big pull day, because I am changing my split, but I might do that as of next Monday. But I will keep you guys updated with that, because I am feeling a new split and a new training regime, because yeah, things are getting, it's time to get serious when I get back. But I will go into that in another video. For now, I'm gonna drink this, upload to Instagram and check a few messages, emails, blah blah blah, and then I'm gonna get a juicy fucking pump. So I will vlog a couple of clips of it, so you'll get to see a couple of clips of training, and then I'm not sure what else the video consists of, but I will try and get a few more things in and throw in a few more tips and stuff like that. So stay tuned, and I will see you in the gym. What is good, people? So as you can see, I didn't give in to the little demon on my shoulder telling me to do arms. Do arms, bro. Get a juicy pump. Do arms on camera. So I started my split. I am thinking of doing a push-pull legs off repeat kind of split in these next coming weeks, because I kind of want a different style of training, but I still want to be hitting body parts quite frequently. So I'm going to give this a go, see how it is. I'm going to vlog quite a lot of my workouts in these next few months as I get back into, my goal is to just get into the best shape I've ever been in. So I've set that goal for myself over the next 6 weeks, and we're going to see how it fucking goes, mate. So first movement was a V-bar pull down. So this was the first back session of the split, and I decided to do a lat focused back workout. So if you're kind of doing this push-pull kind of leg routine, I do opt for a day where you do pull-down movements and you focus primarily on the lats, and then you will obviously opt for a more pulling, like a row day, more for the fitness. So as you can see, for the second exercise, I went into a single arm unilateral pull-down. I did this underhand grip, and I feel like this really engages the lower lats, because I've got quite, I'd say I got quite high lat insertions, so I'm trying to work the lower lat area a little bit more. It does dial in when I get stupidly shredded, and it just looks pretty sick anyway, but obviously it's an area that I need to target along with the thickness of my back. So I've been working on a lot of T-bar rows as well, but that will be in the second back day of the week. It was an alright little gym, this, to be fair. I mean, it had a few things. It didn't have everything, but we were on holiday and it managed to get the job done, and I got a sick pump. So I moved up in weight on this. I was aiming for about 12 to 15 reps for the first few sets, and then I did do some heavy sets to failure. And I was taking a back off week, so it's nothing crazy. I was just getting some blood flow, but I was feeling strong. So when I'm feeling strong, I just can't. I have to give it my all every time. It's so hard to take a rest, take a back off, but you need to do it sometimes. So essentially I did, but I did do a few failure sets as well. So the third exercise was a serratus pull with a rope. I do like doing these with a straight bar too. It kind of gives a different sensation in the lats and targets the area a little bit different. I feel like this, if you keep your elbows locked in, fixated, you can kind of squeeze the Christmas tree, squeeze the erectors, and target different areas, because your back has got so many muscles and so much detail, bro. You need to carve it up, create that masterpiece. So the fourth exercise was a seated row, because I did want to get some rowing movements in there for the thickness, and I did like this one. It was a very old school machine, but it felt really good. And then we just moved on to some biceps. I have been doing a lot of unilateral movements as of lately, because I'm trying to really get the symmetry to the physique, and this helps so much because you're using just one arm at a time, or you're using one pec at a time, or one shoulder, and it really does help balance your physique out, because over time, if you're just doing, you know, double arm movements, you're gonna kind of end up having a physique that's off balance. It's just the way it is. You definitely need to do single arm movements, so bear that in mind. And then we just moved to some bicep curls, looking pretty juicy, looking pretty tanned as usual. So, and this is just all about time under tension for me. With arms, I just love to squeeze, feel the burn, and just get a crazy pump, and really utilize the overload technique of time under tension, because that's what's helped me grow my arms the most. And then doing supersets, as you can see, like this, just taking them past failure, is obviously a great tool as well. 3D delts, bro. So I'm holding all right condition. Like, this was a few days in as well. I kind of fell off for a few days, and holding not bad condition, just sticking to the things that I previously mentioned earlier in the video. So obviously bear that in mind. Don't go crazy with it, you know, just stick to the things that I said, you know, kind of make your breakfast. If you can, make it just protein, maybe a tiny bit of fats to slow the digestion. And then obviously utilize the calories later in the day. So here we just moved on to a preacher, single arm preacher curl. And then that's another tip as well. If you are failing, you can spot yourself, hold the squeeze, and slowly, you know, do the eccentric part of the movement. And with this, I am opting for roughly 20 to 30 seconds in between sets on arms, because I just want to fill the muscle with as much blood as possible and really get that pump and just tear down the muscle fibers. I have been going a little bit heavier too with some of it, but for the most part with arms, I do believe in high reps, my muscle connection, squeezing the absolute death out of. So guys, another really good way of sticking or just adhering to your protein intake is obviously bringing some additional protein with you, so then you can obviously have a little bit of protein in between meals and not just have wasted calories from other sources. So that's another tip.
Wait, yeah, smaller one. It doesn't really smell like that.
Backed out.
No,
Backed out.
Is that small?
Yeah.
First time trying.
That's
Not too bad.